This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Clueless Trading Frank. It's approximately 8:43 p.m. Apologize for the slight delay, but hey, I got a lot of things going on. Okay, welcome. It is 8:43 p.m. on June 3rd. Can you believe half the year is over? June 3rd, 2020. Full disclosure: this is purely for financial education, not for any solicitation or advice. We don't advise. We suggest things. I'm not a registered broker, financial advisor, ex-Wall Street guy, so I'm not going to advise you on your portfolio management stuff. I did that for 14 years. It was great. And then I left. You know why? Can anyone tell me why I left? And I left like when I was pretty much on my top. Take a guess. You guys are all business people. Why do you think I left Wall Street back in 2000 end of 2010?
You wanted to spend time with your son.
Yes, Paul is right. I wanted to spend time with my son, but there is another reason. Can someone guess? When you're
You were
talking
tired of making more money for the rich.
no, traders never freaking retire, okay? I'll be trading till the day God just takes my breath away, all right? Because it's in my blood. It's like when you eat food.
I know the
So,
other
like,
reason. You mentioned that you wanted more freedom on your trading.
No, yeah, that's one reason. But this is the real reason. The real reason I did not want to be a frigging financial psychologist to every institutional firm that we were managing pension funds from and high net retail clients who we managed who had more than 7 figures with us. I did not want to wake up every morning and do the conference calls and say, hey, the markets did this, and they're like, oh, my wife was screaming at me, like, oh, okay. I said, you know what? I do not want to be a shrink to other people's moods. And that applies to my trading service too. Listen, I never want to start this trading service. I only did it because I had 8,000 or 8,500 members on and now what do I have? Like 33,000 on StockTwit, and they were like, man, I want, you guys want to do this? We'll pay some money and this. I didn't want to even do it, and the person who made me do it is my wife. She kicked my butt and said, frigging do it. They like you. So guess what the other guy did? He just signed up. That's great. He's a good guy, by the way. Okay. And good, let him come in. So that's why I did it. What we as traders, and let me just talk a little bit, and I'm not going to do boot camp and all that stuff, but look, people like Paul, people like Ed, people like K-Bot, Mike Harrington, Mike H. Hey, John, welcome back. So people like that. Boss is what? Aldi?
No, it's Kenny.
Kenny, you're going to get to know me. So yeah. people like Ed, people like K-Bot, people like, and who's Matt, by the way? Matt, is that Matt Musin? All the way from the oil fields in Saudi Arabia? Love that guy, man. Canadian frigging monster. Okay, so people like that, they know me. I'm a real guy. But when it comes to trading, hey, it's a different ballgame. You got to be hard. Then somebody asks me a stupid question, I'm going to say, listen, it's already on the real-time Twitter feed. What do you ask me the same thing for? So that's the way I taught my son as he was growing up. And last week, he graduated with a financial engineering honors degree from Zicklin School of Business in New York. Wow. That was my high point of my thing. Not making the shitloads of money on the market. What is money? It's fungible. It's like something that comes and goes. You can mix it around. No. It is what is the purpose of what we do things for? What is the purpose? Do you want to help our veterans? Do you want to help our police forces? Do you want to help the people who protect us? Do you want to give to charity? Do you want to help rescue dogs, cats, and every other charity to help homeless people or other people who are disadvantaged? That is our purpose. That's the reason why we do what we do. Not just to frigging make money and look at how much you have in the bank, what your P&L is. Because that P&L, if you're not a tactical trader, will disappear very fast. God has given us one purpose, and that is to live and share. And that's it. That's me. In the meantime, if I'm tough with somebody who, who's DMing me and this and that, that is not meant for a bad purpose. I'm not some schmuck trader out there like all other trading services, or most of them, who have only one design, just to take your money and not to like really explain how and why things happen. Exactly. Okay. So saying all that, no offense meant to anybody when I'm like, going a little bit hardcore, but that's just me. All right. Always in good faith, but at the same time, expect, straightforward answers, which you might not like, because I'm not in the business of pleasing people. I'm in the business of helping people to understand the tools that we do to make Boeing go up 566% or 270% on the original 160 calls, and on the 180 calls, they went up 566, but we caught it in the middle, so they were up 200%. That's Boeing. Like Paul, my friend, reminded me, you should video clip how many times you were pushing Boeing, right, Paul? Didn't you just text that to me?
Yeah, it's one of your stocks you highlighted on last week's
and
call.
Boeing is going higher. You don't need a Wall Street frigging analyst. You don't need a frigging guy who thinks he's like, knows everything. My charts say everything. I'm going to look at that because listen, remember what I said in the last video. Traders lie. Humans lie. They lie all the time because that's in our genes. Charts don't lie. Yes, they can lie because of the algorithmic high frequency trading computers, which are always trying to lie and take us away from the trading aspect. And this little move here, this little move, not this move, was 500%. When was the last business you made 500% in 2 weeks? Exactement. Okay? Told you guys to buy Boeing around here. Sorry, let me change the color. Around here, around here, around here. And it was such a systematic, easy to understand chart. What is the hard part? Is when Boeing's down like $3 on a certain day, like, what's going on? Why don't you just focus on the charts? Whether it's Boeing, whether it's Regeneron, whether it's Disney, mentioning some recent picks, whether it's Delta Airlines, whether it's Caterpillar, that was actually originally suggested by Paul B., who's here. Whether it's CrowdStrike that I talked about a while ago, whether it's Zoom, which is a crazy wild stock, whether it's ABMD, ABiomed, let's talk about names we don't know. I mean, you guys don't associate with. And as it's a swing trade. And I have a bunch of them. They're just sitting there with a whole bunch of cheap calls that will go from 20 cents to $2, $3, $4. So who the fuck needs a penny stock when you can buy something at 20 cents that goes to $1? Am I right or wrong?
100%.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Because if I was a penny stock service, I would have a heck of a lot more members. But I'm not in the business of bullshitting people. And that's one of the reasons I also left Wall Street. I was tired of like following the company line. Okay? And that's it. That's the way it goes. Now, am I going to be right every single time? No. Am I going to be right most of the time? Yes. Am I just saying it? No. Look at my track record. Where's my track record? It's directly on the real-time Twitter feed, and it's on my YouTube channel. I don't delete videos. I don't delete what I say. Go back and look what I said about the market, which we're going to look at the chart on again today. So the rest of the crowd, which I'm going to get into right now, is starting to finally get excited. Because remember one thing, there's an old saying on Wall Street. It says, thank me after the trade is done. Except you might not even be in that trade. So what are you going to do? Chase the tail end? And we are almost on a short-term basis getting to the tail end. Elliott Wave 5 intermediate. So Boeing's going to 180, technically speaking. And this move alone, this small move alone was actually not even, it was 700%. Look at the options when I told you guys to buy it last week. And now the media is getting all excited. Third point, what's it called? The big hedge fund, third point value, whatever. Oh, they bought it. I told you to buy it. They started the 737 production. What do you think? Calhoun is an idiot? He's some schmuck out there throwing Molotov cocktails in New York. He's an American genius. That's the CEO of Boeing. He said, we are restarting 737 production. I told you guys that on the Twitter feed last week. And then I looked at my charts. These are American patriots. American business is what makes America great. Big corporations, small corporations, all that stuff. The rest of all the garbage that's happening right now, hopefully it dies down a little bit. Okay? I have my opinions about that, which I don't want to share right now because some people might get pissed off. But I'm not out there protesting to the point where I'm burning down American businesses and American, people who have worked hard. What would most of the people, small shops and stuff that they burnt down? They were built by immigrants who worked hard, paid taxes. So burning them down is really going to solve the problem? Exactly. All right. So that's the behavioral part of it. The markets are really getting, from a standpoint of what I'm seeing right now, there is certainly a amount of euphoria, what we call excitement. That is what we consider to be a contrarian sell signal. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. All right. So let me just pull the charts up. In the meantime, there's a lot of good things going on. No, don't take me the wrong way. All right. I'm very bullish, but I am short-term bearish. In the meantime, I'm still delivering trades that are delivering those kind of numbers. All right. So you got to understand that part. So let me see here. Let me try to get a chart out here, minimize it, bring it up. Yep. And our friend Paul on the last webinar explained the dark pool stuff. And did you monitor it today? Like, what was going on, Paul?
Yeah, last Friday was the record high dark pool level, and it's at a record of 100% being up the next day, which was Monday, and of course that was a green day, so it still got the 100% record.
Good.
And
good.
Dark pools were down today, but they're still in that upper range that they've been in since about mid-March.
Okay, so I will concur with Paul and say one thing. You have to remember one thing. When something is 100%, that means those guys were buying a lot earlier, just like us. This is the market as you look at. All right? We were buyers of the market in a very heavy basis, even here. Look at my videos, look at my Twitter feed. I called the bottom at 2174. It hit 2191. Well, 2174 on the E-minis. The markets went up, went down for a couple of days. Everyone freaked out. Market went up. What was the term that I kept on using? Anyone remember? What was the swing trades? Like what was the term on the S&P 500, which is the overall US market, that I kept on using as the markets consolidated and kept on going higher? As technical traders, you guys have to remember it. I kept on saying uptrend intact, bull flag, bull flag. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. This is a bull flag. This is what a bull flag, I keep on showing this in so many different webinars. Okay, a bull flag always is F as in Frank. I'm just kidding. So a bull flag can look like this, a consolidation channel. A bull flag can look like this, where profit taking happens. Primary trend is still up, still up. High probability it breaks out. A bull flag can even look like this. Okay, that's what I kept on saying. Bull flag intact, bull flag intact. So what am I going to say now? So what I'm going to say now is very important. Am I the master of the markets? No. Do I make a shitloads of money like following my own technical discipline? Yes. Do I keep on showing how much money I make? No, because we are not cheapskates. You know, I have a simple philosophy in life that my father taught me, who was a great doctor. So was my mother. God bless their souls. Never show off your money. Never tell people how much you have. Just do it and spend it and use it the way you want. What do the rest of the traders in all the trading services do? Whoa, we made 20,000 bucks. Oh yeah, fuck you. We don't want people like that in my service. All we want to talk about is ROI percentages. So if Boeing went up 300%, well, it went up a lot more. I'll show it to you on the screen, okay? And some of you who are in there, you know it. You know the joy. Or Regeneron yesterday. Today it pulled back and I bought more because the charts were fine. Goes up 600%, or Tesla goes up God knows how much, because I told you guys to buy it way, way, way lower. We don't brag about how much money we made. That's for shallow people who have never learned. Their parents have never taught them how to be humble. People who come from, well, somebody will really get back on me on that. People who come from like money is everything and nothing else matters are the low caste people I don't want to deal with. I don't care if you're making 400 bucks or 4,000 or 40,000, which a lot of my members do. Few members actually make 40,000 a piece on a certain day. Okay. Even when they send me the text, I don't post it. I post a few things sometimes. So that's the way I am. Okay. So if you want to be in my service, don't brag about how much, this and that. Sometimes we put it out there to motivate people, but we're not in the business of being shallow. We're in the business of being humble, working hard, and keep on being consistent, because that money that you made can go away tomorrow because you get too excited. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
just so you understand where I'm coming from. Because remember, this is my service. I can do whatever I want. I can shut it down tomorrow. Okay? I don't need little braggarts. I need people who are consistent so they can make consistent money. And if somebody does really well, like Paul did, I'll be honest, he'll put it up. And he even explained why he did it. Not just because of me. He went with the charts. He went with a lot of the behavioral and all the indicators and stuff I showed when the markets bottomed the March 23rd, when everyone thought we're just going to go to hell in a handbasket, including every single bullshit Wall Street analyst and every single other financial advisor and newsletter. We said, you know what? No, let's moderately go in. Exactly. And now that the markets are getting up here, everyone's a little bit excited. So let's talk about what happens. All right? Let's talk about what happens. So I just wanted to make that point. Okay. So this is a very large, what we call a macro from March 23rd to June. It's called a macro rising wedge, like powerful, powerful. So where are we getting to? This chart wasn't drawn today to make you all happy and make myself look like smart. This chart, as you all know, was drawn weeks ago, months ago. So where are we getting at right now? We are getting up to the level where big amount, huge amount of selling. I'm talking about billions of dollars worth of selling came into play back on the 9th of March. And I put that on my Twitter feed today. This chart is not new for people who follow. So I believe that somewhere around here, we are going to get hit with a decent amount of selling. And a rising wedge normally goes like this for people who care to understand a little bit of the technical analysis part. And why should you understand that? Because that's what's going to help you manage your positions. Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, wow, markets are great. Let's keep on buying. And boom. Remember one thing. On 80% of the time, a drop in the market comes when? Can somebody tell me? And Paul, stay away from this question.
Bad news.
At what time frame does it come in?
In the middle of the week.
Middle of the night. It's called futures. So wake up and smell the coffee, my new members and traders. The Globex futures, when we are not trading. I used to trade futures. I'm going back to trading futures actually, but then I'm going to be so sleepy in the middle of the day, I won't even start posting till like 2 in the morning. I mean, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Most of the big moves in the market generally come during futures. You guys know that. Futures opening down 30, 60, opening up 50, opening up 10, 8. You guys see that, right? Markets are not a cakewalk in the park, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like selling a car to a guy who just came into a lot of money. Okay. And just say, hey man, I got like this, this stuff, like, give me the Lambo. No. Markets are not like that. There are enough global players. Most of the times, the big moves in the market happen during the night between Globex futures, starting at 6 p.m. till 8 a.m. in the morning. Do you guys understand that? And I've explained that many, many times. Yes.
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 Exactly. Exactly. And you have no way to react. And if you're an options trader, you can't even sell stock. You can only sell stock or buy stock till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. So when those big moves come and you have a big lot of positions and you're not being cautious, whatever, you're losing a shitload of money. And that's when you cancel. You blame the market, your wife or your boyfriend or your dog or whatever that you do are screaming at you like, why are you doing this? This sucks. In fact, it's the greatest business in the world. Excuse me. So we are reaching a point here where I believe the markets are going to be short-term overbought. When will this happen? I would say by the end of this week. How do I know it? Just following my charts and my experience. Now, this is the level, and I want you guys to focus on this, because it doesn't matter what we buy. It doesn't matter how great the company is. It will get hit unless it's one of those companies no one talks about, like Biomed, ABMD, like NTLA. Told you guys to buy it at 19.5, $20. It's at $23 almost, right? Options are up 91%. NTLA, Intellia Therapeutics, signed a contract partnership with Regeneron. Exactly. But if you're like sitting there like buying like Apple, Netflix, Tesla, blah, 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 you're going to get hit hard. As a trader, you guys all have to grow up. It takes time. Some people grow up faster. Some people go to the gym. They build all their abs and all their, pecs and whatever, They like come out there and their girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. They're like, wow, you're looking good. And some people go in there for a year and they're just like, man, I still look like shit, right? Well, that's trading. Some people learn faster. So you have to be
Hey, Frank?
flexible. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just ask you a quick behavioral theory question? In your experience, I think it's probably pretty rare that we have melt-ups in the market, but it seems like there could be some ingredients for that possibility with all the billions in money market. Do you think there's a chance we could melt up and then the money managers try to capture that money and then rug pull after that?
So let me explain to you. This is not the first time this has happened. Okay? There have been many instances. This is happening very fast for a simple reason. This wasn't an economic disaster. This was a forced closure of the whole global economy, not just the US economy,
Right.
by governments because of COVID-19. Okay? So there was a fundamental difference. Never in the history of the United States, and just so you guys understand this, have $6 to $8 trillion been pumped into the market to cushion it between the Federal Reserve and the government. I've explained this to you guys before. It's called monetary policy, what Federal Reserve Jerome Powell does. It's always been the Fed who has saved the markets and the US economy. But now it's the government doing it too, which is a fantastic combination. However, from a technical standpoint, Paul, we are reaching on a technical basis very extreme overbought levels. I would rather be cautious and still make shitloads of money on my different trades that I put across to you guys than be too happy and put too much in and lose a whole bunch. Do you understand what I'm saying? And do you all understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I don't give a, I mean, I do give a crap. There's $6 trillion, $7 trillion sitting in money market accounts. But here is one thing you have to understand. They might not come back in the market right now. Why? There's a word called FOMO, fear of missing out. Well, they might say, hey, market's too high right now. I'll wait. And they could be right. So just because the market's higher and going higher and every day we're up, today we're up 527 points, another day we're up 150 points. So what? You think everybody's going to say, oh, that's it. I'm done, honey. I'm putting all my money market accounts from Fidelity into a growth fund or buying individual stocks. No. This is the real essence of behavioral finance. Think about what you would do if you were sitting with big cash. Would you really rush in right now and buy it? No. Unless you had a couple of really good drinks, single malts, especially Lagavulin, or Balvenie or whatever, okay? Some bubbly drinks. And he said, that's it. Tomorrow morning, I'm calling my broker. I'm calling my mutual fund guy. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm just going to put in a lot of money here because I missed this whole run. No. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So yes, Paul is right. Technically, there's a lot of money on the sidelines, but they are not going to rush in at this point. Let me correct myself. Let's look at the charts. That's a good point Paul made, all right? This is a significant top, give or take another 100 points or so in the market. This can be also on a bullish level construed as what? What is this pattern called? Someone tell me if you know. K-Bot, I taught you this. Tell me. Okay. I don't have time to listen to everybody's head like spinning around saying, this is called the ascending triangle. If any one of you ever studied geometry, okay, it's called the ascending triangle. This is exactly what is happening right now. An ascending triangle generally breaks out. So Paul, on a high probability basis, most probably will be correct. There has to be other factors in play. But in between that as a trader, this is also a rising wedge. Do you guys see this? It is a rising wedge. Do you guys see this?
Yes.
What does a rising wedge do? And I've explained this on my videos, on the new member introductory videos, on the advanced coaching sessions that I do. What does a rising wedge normally do?
Breaks down.
Not breaks down, it consolidates. And that consolidation can be down to 3,000, which doesn't even change the technical pattern because all the moving averages are moving higher. So short term, you need to be a little bit cautious. Intermediate term, depending on circumstances in the market, depending on these charts, we are bullish. Now, if a rising wedge consolidates, that means from this level that this is a big supply zone. Can tell me what is the supply zone? I even put that down on the Twitter feed. Let's see if you guys read English. What is the supply zone?
Sell zone.
Exactly. Where a lot of selling happened. Exactly. See, if you really want to learn about the markets, you don't even listen to my ugly voice, like Frank, here he goes. Okay, just go through my Twitter feed. I put out like simple explanations on things. Even a newbie, completely somebody who has no idea about the markets, they're looking at CNBC like, oh wow, the market's up 500. Let's go dance on the streets, kind of crap. No. Just go to my Twitter feed. You'll learn a lot. Why is it a supply zone? That means a sell zone. What is a supply? That means a lot of supply of stocks to sell. That happened on the 9th of March when we thought the world was going to end. Of course, the market trying to bounce quite a few times, and eventually bottomed here. So remember, stocks fall harder, almost on a 90-degree angle. They rise slower. So listen, markets are completely mathematical. Okay, what angle is this? Come on, somebody step up and tell me.
5 degrees.
No, it's not 5. If
45.
this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, okay, I got to teach you guys like basic math right now. Yes, 45. Who said that?
45.
Yeah,
Out.
45. Yeah, exactly. What is this? What angle is
90.
that?
90.
90, right? Exactly. That's all you're gonna know about charts. And thank you for, and Mike said 5 degrees because he didn't know where the axes were. Okay, so here's the x-axis, here's your y-axis. What?
I said 45 degrees, but
I do apologize because of the
talking to you
phone
on
lines.
the phone.
I know. I'm sorry, Mike, because I know Mike very well. He's a dear friend of me, myself, and our family. So I knew he would say 5 degrees. I'm like, Mike, what? So yeah, 45 degrees. So basically, we fell at when fear grips the market, or even in a stock that we trade. And after this, we're going to look at charts, okay? But you guys have to understand this part. And that's why many of you panic. Like one of my new members kind of panicked today and said, my God, Regeneron, what's going on? I said, look at my friggin' charts. He said, are you selling? I said, why are you asking me questions that I already put out on the Twitter feed? I'm selectively buying. I took some little bit of profits yesterday. I left most of the position on, and then I was down in that position today. And what did I do? I'm going to look at the chart. I bought the lower range. Why? Because I'm in love with Regeneron. Because it's a very beautiful Victoria's Secret model whose name is Regeneron. And this is Frank. I love Clueless A Trading. Can I go out with you? And I'll say, sorry, you can because I have a beautiful wife. No, because I love the chart and I love the company based on what they're doing. So I was a little bit hard on him. So hopefully he didn't get too butthurt, okay? That's another thing about my service. Don't get too butthurt, okay? If I go straight in your face and try to teach you the right things, don't be like, oh my God, he was so mean. Well, he's not mean. He's actually a nice guy because he's got 7 rescues in the house. So there must be something nice about him. All right. So 90 degrees. So can somebody tell me why stocks fall literally in 80-degree declines, geometrically speaking, versus rising on a 45-degree? And this is behavioral part. And somebody please step up, because once you guys understand this, you guys will be great traders.
Panic.
Great.
People panic.
Market walks up the stairs and then jumps out the window.
Correct, exactly. So both of you are right. Panic. It's always panic. Like, oh my God, it's like over. And it's a simple thing in life too. Like you go to a doctor and they say, if I found a lump under your chest, like, oh my God, I'm dying, like, this and that. And it probably was nothing. You don't even need invasive surgery. They could probably laser and like take out whatever it was. So exactly, markets are manic depressive, and humans in general panic. That's the reason, and this is why I'm going to get into the next stage. This is the reason when panic happens is the ultimate time to buy. But panic can go on for a bit, right? Even though many times the market starts to bounce. Let me clean this out. Market starts try to bounce, but panic is always there. So when it rises, it's always trepidation. Oh my God, is the market's going to go higher? Oh my God, right? Well, guess what? When you hear on the TV, on the media, and let me ask you this question, all of you. Who's Habibi loves USA? Oh, that's Ray Nuri. Love it, man. I love it, man. Okay. All right. It's good. That's good. Stay there. I love it. I really love it. Okay, John. I love it. Okay. So when what was gonna say? Move my chain of thought. So bottom line is, when these type of panics happen, what do you hear on the media? What's the word you hear? Oh my God, the market's going up as nuts. What do they call it? They call it a V-shaped recovery, right? You guys have heard that on the TV? You
Yes.
have heard that from like Goldman Sachs guys and all these big shots all over. V-shaped recovery. Let me ask
Yes.
let me ask all of you a question. I left one of my dogs on the patio looking out on the water. I got to bring him in. But let me ask you this question. He's like yapping, like, what's going on, because the screen's open. Okay. Is this a V-shaped recovery, guys?
Nope.
No.
Exactly. They're all friggin' liars. They're all friggin' stupid. They never tell us to buy here. And thank God I never follow the media. I love listening to them. Okay. Love listening to all the chatter. And of course, there's some great people in there. Katie Stockton, beautiful woman, ultimate technical analyst ever. Have been on her programs and seminars back in the days on Wall Street. Marko Kolanovic, Serbian genius, unbelievable. Love those guys, and a few other guys. Tony Dwyer, maybe 3 or 4 I can count in my hands. The rest of them, ooh, that's why once in a while I show their faces, which I shouldn't, because I probably get sued inside out. Okay, well, bring it on. So like dumbest fund manager or idiotic fund manager, it's a dumbest fund manager. Don't want to insult anybody. And they're managing billions of dollars, right? I put that once in a while. And I'm dead right. This is not a V-shaped recovery. This is a slanted L-shaped recovery, which the bears might say, which can happen, by the way. Can somebody tell me what this pattern can be construed as by the bears?
Bear flag?
Bear flag.
Yes, who said that?
Simon.
Simon said that?
Yeah, and I saw
Yeah.
LB say that too.
You're dead right. That's it. You're right. Do I think it's a bear flag? It's too high to be a bear flag, but it can be construed as a bear flag. To me, it's more like a rising wedge where we consolidate a bit. And the consolidation can be any gap fill, Fibonacci retracement. It could be 29.55, but you're still talking about 600 to 1,000 points. Thank you, Simon, for contributing. Exactly. Because a bear flag was here, right here. We could have easily fallen and done a double retest. And I did mention that. but it didn't happen. Right there, well, let me clean this out. Very smart point, Simon. You're actually seeing the charts very well. So this was the first sign that a bear flag might have happened, but it didn't. We had a gap open. It followed 400 point gap open, big money the next morning, and the markets climbed. However, on a rising wedge, and this is what I want to get into very quickly, big supply point, big supply point, a lot of, not mom and pop investors don't matter. Okay, I don't care whether somebody has like 5 million, 10 million, like, oh, I have 1 million in the market, I'm like a baller walking around, you know. Don't give a shit. The market doesn't give a shit about that, okay? You were talking about the billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar hedge funds and stuff. A lot of them got caught here. These dotted lines are gaps, right? Gaps. So first time it gapped down, even me, like, what's going on here? Okay, so then we fell harder, then we bounced. So this is a major cluster, what we call a volatility cluster, okay? So at this point, we have to be careful. So you have to be selective. You have to be quick. Don't have to go nuts in because, oh, the market's up now to 200. So I'm showing you the bearish point of view. So what does a rising wedge do? It consolidates. It is known as a bull flag. It looks like a horse, right? Like those little rocking horses. And if you ever, like, you know, when you're young, maybe some of you are too young, you had a little wooden rocking horse. Well, that's what it looks like, all right? So even if it pulls back a little bit, we are talking 600 to 1,000 points. Pretty much 600 to 1,000 points. And that's going to decimate any type of option that you have over 24 to 48 hours. Now, why will that happen? There could be many reasons. So we do have a little bit of technical euphoria, and we don't like euphoria. We don't like people getting happy. We don't like people coming into the market, like putting in, like, you know, big amounts of money right when it's reaching a technical top. That's what the stupids do. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. However, like Paul said, circumstances are different. There is a significant amount of money on the sidelines. There is a lot of progress on the vaccine front. There is a lot of progress on emerging markets. And so what can happen? So I just showed you the bearish side, so you guys can be a little bit more careful. Here's the bullish picture. It happens with stocks. It happened with Regeneron. We had a move like that, which I showed you on the previous webinar, and then guess what happened? Boom, it went up, and then it pulled back and retested, and now it's going up again. So is it possible we can go like this, like straight up? Yes. Yes, it is. So be prepared for that too, because not just the dark pools, but like I have posted a few times, significant amount of hedge funds, institutions are net short. So if you're net short, you're betting against the market, and the market keeps on doing these 100, 200, 500 point moves. This little candle was 500 points, by the way, on the Dow Jones, 527 points, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you think the net short CTA funds, known as commodity trading accounts, what do they do? I want you guys to understand. Yeah, panic and do what?
Buy.
Exactly. So because what is short covering? If you bought if you're shorting a stock at 10, what do you want it to do? See, I want you guys to understand this. That's the reason why I do so well in what I do. So I want you to understand the mental mechanics of it, because the rest of the stuff is actually pretty easy. So if you shorted the stock at 10, where do you want it to go?
Zero.
Down.
Of course, down. So yes, down.
Zero.
Well, it never goes to zero unless you're buying some bullshit penny stock and your buddy told you about it at the bar, okay? Yeah, exactly. We don't do that crap here, all right? Yeah, you would love it to go to zero, but if it goes to zero, you're not going to make any money. What do you cover at zero? You know, you want it to go down. So let's say you want it to go down to 5. That's what shorts do. What is your profit if it goes down from 10 to 5?
50%.
Yes, your profit is 50%. Exactly. Now we're talking. I love you guys, man. Okay. These are the simple concepts that retail traders just don't understand. So sell short at 10. You borrow the stock. You can do a naked short. You can buy the puts, right? So you made 50% on your money. Just the way if you bought something at 10 and it went to 15, you made 50% on your money, correct? So
Yes.
on the short side, you make 50% if it goes down to 5. So you made 50%. What do you do when you sell short? What do you do at $5?
You buy to
Yes,
cover.
it's money at the end.
You buy to cover. Exactly. Who said that? K-Bot?
Yes.
And everyone give a big shout out to K-Bot. She's one of the frontline specialized health workers helping our great nation to do what we need to do. So please, everybody say hi to K-Bot. She's been a friend of mine and a member for many years. And God bless you, K-Bot, for everything you're doing. You're still at the hospital certain days?
Yes, I just got off work actually.
That's fantastic. God bless you. And you sound great. And thank God your kids are safe and everyone. Okay?
Thank
And
you.
we should pay our frontline healthcare workers after everything that happened 3 times the salary of what they do. You know, honestly, because we're all like, oh, there's no COVID, there's no nothing. In the meantime, 120,000 people have died. The only time people care is when they die or somebody close to them dies. Aside from that, everything's a friggin' joke. So K-Bot, to you from Clueless A Trading and from all our members, God bless you from being a frontline worker and a specialized, technician at the hospitals. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're here. And everyone better bow to her and thank her. Because if you were sick and dying right now, she's the kind of person who might save your frigging life. Exactly. Good job, K-Bot. All right. So today it's called buy to close. So that means you are buying back what you sold at 10 at 5. That is known as a short squeeze. And when you get a short squeeze on a stock, whether it's a Tesla, which gets short squeeze all the time, and a lot of biotechs get short squeeze all the time, you could just trade this thing from 5, not necessarily 10, but even if it goes to 7, you just made yourself 40% on your money. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Now you understand the concept for a lot of newer members who are going to be listening to this. So bottom line is real simple about the market. Then we're going to look at a couple of stocks, but you got to give me a minute to get the dog away from the patio. Listen, I'm very aggressive at the markets. I'm an aggressive options trader. I'm not as aggressive as I used to be. That's why I'm like taking profits a little bit too early, or like, not getting into too many things with bigger money because I'm an idiot, but I'm giving huge trades there. I'm doing very well. I could do a lot better. Okay, a lot better. So bottom line is big sell point coming up, and I think we have to be a little bit cautious at that level, regardless of how much money is on the side, who's short covering or not. Are you guys with me on that front?
Perfect.
And that is called a rising wedge. Nothing to fear, because a pullback is beautiful. Why? Because it allows us to buy things a little bit cheaper. So what's wrong with that? Why do we always have to buy things like going higher and higher? Traders have to understand that. But there are so many stocks that are way off their highs. So we're going to look at those in literally 3 minutes. And in the meantime, everybody, please have the decency to give a shout out and say, hi, K-Bot. Can you guys do that?
Hey,
Okay,
K-Bot.
K-Bot.
How you
Hey,
doing,
Kevin.
K-Bot?
Thank
K
you.
Bob.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for the
Exactly.
service.
And honestly, you should have done that when I mentioned her name a few minutes ago without me as your nanny prodding you to do that. That's called decency. All right? No offense meant. You guys should have done that on your own. I'm a very straight up guy. All right? Courtesy and decency have left America. So you guys should have done that like just a few minutes ago when I mentioned it, instead of me having to push you and like, oh, please, say hi to K-Bot.
We don't want to interrupt you, Frank. We're too polite to interrupt you.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good answer. But do that, all right? I'll be back in 3 minutes and talk to her. All right. In the meantime, this is the same chart as S&P 500. I'm liking what I'm seeing here because I'm going to show you the internals, and Paul is going to be right. 1 second. Still just on a chart pattern level, it's a little bit tricky. All right, give me a minute and we get into the sexy stuff that's called stocks. But right now you can see what we're doing. This is live. Futures are down about 4. This is your 5-day moving average. Even if we come down to 30.84, we're talking about 1629 points. We're talking about 240 points down on the Dow just to kiss this rising 5-day moving average. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Hey, K-Bot, are you New York or New Jersey?
I'm in Texas, in Houston.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's amazing.
Thank you for your service and help. My brother is a doctor in New Jersey, and it's terrifying when he goes in. You never know if he's going to get it or not, and you got to act like he's got it. So I can't even let him get close to my kids.
Oh, wow. I actually got it. I was taking care of the COVID patients a few weeks ago, and I got it. But I'm glad I got better.
Thank God. Thank you.
Yeah.
My family lives in Houston.
What part?
Over in Cypress Fair.
Oh, okay. That's up north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I own a condo out there.
Oh, you do? Wow. Okay. That's cool. So you come and visit and stay for a little bit?
No, I live here in Jersey. All my family moved down there.
Oh, okay. Actually, I went to school. I went to school in Baltimore. I went to Jersey just one time during a spring break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is a pretty little city.
Which
I mean,
hospital?
big city, but old city.
Which hospital in Jersey?
No, in Baltimore. Maryland, Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I went to school.
Nice. How'd you hear about Frank?
Oh, actually,
She saw me on Tinder. I'm just kidding.
No, he actually posted. It was one of his runners that somebody posted on Stock Twist.
Yes, she came from StockTwits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
K-Bot has become a very good friend of mine. Beautiful sons, and God bless you, K-Bot. Okay,
Awesome.
and she made a lot. She lost a lot, and she's getting very disciplined right now. So
That's
that
all
is,
of us. Welcome to the club. But we're doing well. We're doing real well.
Thank you. And remember one
Oh,
thing.
thank you.
remember one thing about a trading service. It's not all the bullshit that they give you, okay? Because I'm always very straightforward, pretty much, okay? Of course, there's some marketing involved, obviously. Is the fact that you need to lose to feel to learn, and you see, and KBOT is a testament to that. And I will say this, that you can lose a lot and make 5-10 times back more, because every Joe Schmo out there, okay, not just a retail trader, but the big shot Wall Street analyst who said sell, 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 we're going into a depression, they should all give up their freaking American passports and go back to wherever. Somebody will say, oh my God, he's so racist. I'm not, but yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Actually, I'm not. Okay, is the fact that if you don't believe in U.S. business, okay? You can have political differences between governments, Democrats, liberals and conservatives, all that stuff. That's not my problem. My problem is if you really hate American business, don't ever be a trader. You're a trader. Because if American business dies, you're done. So what the fuck are you doing in the United States of America? That's the way I see it. What are you doing here? Go start a business in Uzbekistan. You'll make a lot of money if you know the prime minister, the president's son. Yeah, go to Bangladesh. You make shitloads of money. There are more billionaires in Bangladesh sitting out there. Okay, you think it's a poor country? Oh, come on. India, more corruption and racism than U.S. put together. I saw a headline today on one of my news services. They lynched a guy because he was he liked some girl in a village. They took him to the tree and they burnt him. Like, what the fuck? And we are going frigging nuts because some asshole guy didn't control his temper and killed another guy. Exactly. It's a lot more problems in the world than here. And anybody who doesn't believe in the U.S. markets, please don't be in my service. Please don't. U.S. business makes America great. Not the politics, not the guns, not the other stuff, not the color of your skin. U.S. business. All right. So that's it. So we can do this or we can do this. And this, to me, is a bigger plus than doing this. Because when you do this, by that time, the shorts are so squeezed, they turn tail and they start shorting again. Okay? So I would rather have a minor pullback to reload and go like this than go straight up. Are you guys with me?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right. Good, good, good. We're getting somewhere today. I love it. All right. So let's look at stocks. Let me try to pull one of my screens. Okay? I am going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. Oh. One of my screens. Is it coming in? No, it doesn't want to come in. Like, oh my God, what's going on? It's sticky. Like, hey, you want to show your boys? I show my boys, all the boys and girls all the time. All right. Boeing, third column, percentage change. Stock up 16%. Told you guys to buy it. Next, we're going to look at the charts. But let's look at some numbers. Hello. If you had $1 yesterday, now we're talking. If you had $1 5-year there, let's see about 10 contracts at $1.05. You could have sold it at 7. If you had $100 here, you could have sold it at 760. Hopefully you don't have $100. Let's say you have $1,000 here, you could have sold it at 76.50, 7,550. Do you guys see the code screen on quad?
Yep.
Exactly. You could have bought it at the lows today at $1.20. And nobody sells it at the top. I don't. because I stagger my sells as it moves along. And these are the ones I recommended middle of the day, not at $1.20. I recommended to you guys at around 4. So that means you could have made 60% just intraday. Okay, let's move on. Now we're talking. 1 second. This is the one that I told you guys to buy last week, even like before that. The June 19th, 160 calls based on the Boeing chart, which I'm going to pull in right now. Are you guys looking at these numbers? They were $4.70 yesterday at the close. Opened at 625. Even if you sold there, you'd be like, wow, I just made myself like about 40%. They went to $18.53. I sold mostly around 13 and 14. If you don't feel the pain of what you didn't do, you will never feel the joy of what you should have done. Call me Confucius, the words of wisdom. You think I'm kidding around, guys? I'm dead
That was
serious.
deep.
Yeah, deep my butt, man. You are deep because you didn't make that, okay? Yeah, that is deep because my mind is deep. All right? So this is Regeneron. This is Boeing. I live and breathe my charts. You guys can live and breathe whatever you want, okay? Hopefully not too much cocaine in your, oops, sorry. I'm just kidding. All right. This move is a major breakout. Told you guys to buy it here. Told you guys to buy it here. Do I make these things up? No, it's there. Look at these stochastics. They told me that things were going higher. Calhoun said 737 production starting. And what do you think the fat ass Saudis and the Dubais, not the Russians, because a bunch of schmucks. So are the Saudis, but doesn't matter. But the people who buy our Boeings, including China, they love Boeings, not the Airbus A300s or the 350s. You think there's not more orders coming? Why the hell would Calhoun, the CEO of Boeing, say they're restarting 737 production? If you guys just thought a little, you'd make a lot more. This is not a Kim Kardashian show, okay? With fake everything. And Kylie Jenner. You heard the thing with Kylie Jenner and how she lied about her billions, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone ever see it? I actually saw it on the internet because I'm like I'm always on the computers. The actual face of Kylie Jenner without her makeup. Has anyone seen that?
No.
Yes, yes.
Listen, we're not here to like say, oh my God. She looks like a chubby, very nice, like, white girl. Like, in the meantime, you see her picture, she looks like this very nice, like Spanish looking, like whatever. And then she lied about Cody, her the company that she does all the selling for.
Smart girl.
Very smart. Now she's losing her money inside her, and she's gonna get civil lawsuits up her butt, worth billions of dollars. So how is that smart, Heisenberg?
She made tens of millions on all her deals.
Right.
It's
And now she's gonna lose a whole bunch. But she was very smart when she did it.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Kylie Jenner ain't Kylie Jenner, okay? So that's the way it goes. That's the way it's stock. It's like Kylie Jenner, except you have to put the pizzazz on before it actually collapses. So her business empire is collapsing right now. Anyway, that's not our issue. We're not. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I mention a couple of quick news points about Boeing? Just I think right after the market closed, there was a news flash that Amazon is leasing a bunch of new Boeings. And then June 17th is when the FAA chief testifies at the Senate hearing on the Boeing 737 MAX. So June 17th is an important date to look ahead.
Okay, guys, did you guys hear that?
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly. Now, Paul is the kind of guy, he's more fundamental. So he's looking at a lot of the inside news and stuff. I am somebody who's looking at the charts and then looking at the news. That's the difference. But we're in the same boat. So let's look at this chart here. I'm not talking about 350, in which case you'd be a millionaire if you put 10 grand in. And it might go there. Okay. My question is, where is it going right now? It is going right here. Right here. Told you guys to Boeing, like literally right here. We're playing Boeing very nicely. I remember this stage, I lost money on Boeing. I was like, okay, sit back. We played this move. We played these small moves. Each of these moves are worth $20 to $25. Now we have a range breakout, like I posted. And this range breakout alone was 500% on the options for a small amount of money.
Wow.
Exactly. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. The 165s, which I had a few, were up 646%. What does that mean? That means you bought it at 473, it went to $18. The 165, sorry, the 165. $1.66 to 13. You could have bought $1,600, 10 calls, and sold it at $13,000. You think I'm just making this up? This is financial pornography at its best. Okay, now, does anyone do that exactly like that? No. But if you had 10 calls, maybe you left 2 alone. Like we stagger our moves as it moves higher. Sell 60%, sell 70%. Let's say you sold it at 10. So $1,600 goes to 10 grand. Is this a joke? What about the 180 calls I told people to buy? I didn't tell them to buy it at $120. I told them to buy it at 4. They went to 765. That's a good 45% on your money. I'm sorry, what am I saying 45%? By the time when I posted the thing, it was 450. So you're talking like 60, 70%, just in the middle of the day. And all because, one second here. It's time to wake up, guys, all right? All because this thing went like this. This is the biggest, from a technical standpoint, this is the hottest, sexiest chart that you can see. It's like, hello. Now, can this pull back a couple of dollars? Absolutely. But as long as the bullish engulfing candle is intact over 165, we are good to go. So anybody who missed it out, no problem. It is not what you missed out. It's what you can get into. You get in right here. 1 second. And then Paul just mentioned a couple of major catalysts on Boeing. So even if it pulls back to 165, which would be fantastic, I want it to pull back to 165 because I sold a bunch of stuff here.
I do too.
All right, good to know that. So this is the next level. Does everyone understand this chart is very clean? It's not that hard, guys, okay? This is a line that I had drawn a while ago, 188.23. Why? Because that's a major supply zone, demand zone. That's a sell point. The computers are not stupid. They're going to sell at that point. And that point is 188.23. I even put the numbers there. So if we are at 173 and it goes up another 15 points, after it pulls back, or maybe it doesn't pull back. I don't know what Boeing's short position is. I don't know who's getting short squeezed. Is it not something you want to take? Now, for people who have bigger accounts, play the frigging stock. People who have bigger accounts, like margin accounts, day trading accounts, you can buy like 100 shares, 50 shares. Do you see the power of this chart, guys? Please tell me yes or no. If anyone doesn't get it and you don't want to buy a big bullish breakout after we told people to buy it here, fine, you missed it all here because you were too scared. because you don't believe in America. You don't believe in the greatest company in America like Boeing. You all are like a bunch of like, you know, frigging socialists. Like, okay, America's finished because some cops fucked up and then the country erupted in flames. Wake up. This is a powerful chart. Look at these stows. Whoa. Next, we're going to look at, and I missed this trade because I was long this trade for a long time. Square, because I'm an idiot. I told people to buy Square, as you all know, many, many times. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So what did I do on the last end of the move? I wasn't there. Okay, do I sit there and cry? No, because all my other trades are working out. So, Square. Let's look at this. This yellow line is known as a pivot. That's the one I put dotted line. Holy crap. Told people to buy Square here, told people to buy Square here, told people to buy Square here. I was gone here. And the stock is 91. So let's draw a line here. Where is the stock going? The stock is going to $100. So am I going to play it for another 9 points? Yeah. But there's no buts. Everything is good. Square. Now, let's look at a longer term picture of Square. That's a shorter term picture. Are you guys with me so far? Please. Let's be
Yep.
let's be interactive. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's look at the weekly. Like, what is going on? Remember, Square, I have mentioned it before, is also a buyout target. Google can buy Square, Amazon can buy Square, who else can buy Square? PayPal can buy Square, but they won't because they hate Square because Square is better. Okay. So what is my daily telling me? Like, holy crap. It is not where it's coming from. Is it where it's going, ladies and gentlemen? So let me get the quick drawing tools. Why is this not going away? Hold up. Go away. Okay, sorry. $100. This is your trading range. I've done this many times. This was the aberration because of COVID-19. This should never have happened. We started trading it not at the bottom. We started trading it around here. So were people saying, hey, I missed out on it? You didn't miss out on it yet. I believe Square's, I'm going to check out and see when Square's earnings are. I bet you their earnings are going to be great. It's all online. It's like Shopify. You know, it's all online. Everything's digital. So 100 and the weekly, to me, tells me that if it hits that and breaks out, the stock can go to 115. So let's do a little, instead of getting those structured drawings there. So I'm saying 105. I'm saying 100. Now what's going to happen? All of a sudden this whole candle is going to disappear? Maybe. Maybe somebody says, hey, Square like did some criminal accounting or something like that. But that's, you know, those are black swan events. We don't know. Stochastics are beautiful. So that's another one. Okay. Keep an eye on this. Don't keep an eye on this. Buy a couple of calls. I don't care. Now, let's talk about stocks which have a long way to go. Can somebody tell me? Because I even put that on my Twitter feed and we've been trading it off and on for the last 3 weeks. And Heisenberg, I even told you, those are the ones that are going to go a lot higher.
What do you like?
Anyone
Zoom?
alive? Zoom my ass, okay. Delta Airlines. Zoom is already at the high, guys. Zoom is already at the high. Zoom can still go higher, but do you want to take the risk of losing your money because some analyst comes out on valuation and says, hey, they're way too high? Because that happens with stocks, right? Because Zoom's valuation is way too high because everybody and their grandmothers wants to, Hey, I love Zoom. Can you buy me 100 shares? That is the demise of a stock. These are the stocks you want to buy. Did I not tell you guys all the way, not down here, but here? What is this company, guys? Wake up and smell the coffee, okay? Seriously. What is this company?
Airline.
Huh?
Airline stock.
Is that the name of a stock? It's an airline stock. What is the name of this company?
Delta.
Delta.
Thank you. Delta. So if you want to, this is called the Canadian hockey stick formation. I told you guys to buy it not here. I wish I did. But here at 23. It's at 28. The calls go up 47, 50, 60, 80%. Does this take a genius to figure out that Delta, the slow S stock, my advanced coaching students know that. And all of you should sign up for the group sessions to understand the dynamics of this thing. Because I'm tired of giving everything away for free. Okay? Not only is it a cup and a handle. I mean, there's no handle. It's a cup. The slow stows are just starting. The fast stows are overbought. So yes, it can pull back a buck or two. The stock is going to 36. Just this move alone, since I told you guys to buy it, is good for 230% on your money. What about this move? You think Delta is going to go out of business? You think, thank God, somebody comes up with a vaccine, even if it doesn't, if we don't have a resurgence of a spike, people are not stupid. Because people are getting pretty stupid right now, especially like with the riots and the protests and all that stuff going on right now. Like there could be a spike in COVID, including what Dr. Fauci said. Of course, if they're all like drinking beer, like burning buildings, like, good stuff, You want to protest the right way, the political way, not like burning buildings and businesses that your neighbors have created. Do you guys agree with me or not?
Okay.
You actually see a lot of them wearing masks as they burn and break stuff.
Of course they're not. They're like screaming and shouting and this and that. Look, I'm not against, like, listen, people are pissed off. And some people from certain parts of society have a right to be pissed off. Okay? I'm not getting into the political dimension of this. But hey, could there be a spike in COVID-19 coronavirus? Absolutely. And we won't know that till 2 weeks down the road because the incubation period is 2 weeks. Whichever the case, I like this stock. 36. This is not Zoom going like this. This is a stock, a real company, which is starting to break out with the slow stows telling us buy, buy, buy. Just like Boeing. Boeing does well, airlines do well. These guys go up. You don't think they're going to buy more Boeings, not just 737, but 767s and all those different models? Of course they will. Think, guys, think. Then I got into UAL, which is actually a faster mover. And UAL, I love these charts, man. You guys don't get it. You guys all want to date that hot, sexy, sorry, got that. All right, whoever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you go to a, you want a puppy and you go to a store in New York or wherever you are and you're like, oh, let me pay $2,000 to get a puppy. I'll not rescue one. We have rescue dogs. People think they're all designer dogs. They're all rescued. One came from an Amish rescue farm. You know what he did for the 6 years? Lived in a outside barn in the cold. They just put him as a breeder so the Amish could sell those dogs in Pennsylvania and New York for $2,000, $2,500 as a puppy. Yeah, really nice people. And we have one of those rescues. We have another one that a guy left in the apartment for 6 months and no one fed it. It's a Papillon. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a designer dog. You want to walk around with it? Everybody's going to stop you and say, oh my God, where'd you get that? Then we have another Pomeranian. The Pomeranian was the thing. I'm pushing the rescue thing, okay? So you guys don't go around like, oh, my wife, girlfriend, boyfriend wants a little dog. Let me go to the pet store and buy it. Never buy a dog from a pet store. It's called a puppy mill. Ever want to see the videos? Go on Google. All right, that's my pitch, all right? Seriously, save a dog. $400 or $500, $300. Save a rescue. Rescue this stock. Does this look like something you're going to lose a lot of money on? I don't think so. What's going to happen? Airlines are all going to go down. You're never going to travel. Wake up and smell the coffee, okay? Options are cheap. Stocks go to 40. Stocks go to 45. United Airlines. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
What
Exactly.
was Warren Buffett thinking?
I don't give actually a hoot what Warren Buffett thinks, because Warren Buffett was probably down on a lot of other stuff that he doesn't want to mention, and I, respect the gentleman. Of course I do, but he's got a 20, 10, 15, 20-year time horizon, and I don't. So anybody who's following Warren Buffett better just have a nice drink, because Warren Buffett is great, but he's built his business over 40, 50 years. Did he ever buy Amazon? No. Did he regret ever buying Amazon? Yes. Did he ever buy Facebook? No. Did he ever buy Tesla? No. Did he ever buy Apple till the last end? No. Did he ever buy ServiceNow? No. Did he ever buy Splunk? No. Did he ever buy CrowdStrike? No. So please don't talk to me about Warren Buffett, okay?
He's looking like he didn't take his own advice. Like he's the guy that says buy when others are fearful.
He is an old scale, and he's great. And he makes money. Berkshire Hathaway still going to make money. The old scale businesses, insurance, jewelry stores, blah, 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 blah. Geico, that's going to fleece you with insurance. Oh, Geico's the cheapest insurance. Bullshit. Okay?
Newspapers.
He's not just risk averse. He just likes to buy into businesses he understands. So him and Munger, Charlie Munger, and he's got a new breed of managers going to take over. In fact, one of the Indian guys is going to be the next, that his hand-selected pick. I bet you he's going to change the format of the company. Guaranteed. But don't tell me about Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett is not somebody that I'm going to rely on to make money, because I don't have the luxury of living for the next 50 years. Do you guys understand what I just said?
Yeah, and he's looking bad for selling.
Yep.
He doesn't give a crap. He'll
No,
buy
I mean,
it. He'll buy
what
it.
is he for?
Yeah, he totally looks like stupid at selling. But the reason he sold, because there were other losses in other businesses, and he needed to sell this in order to recover the money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if he gets back in, the stock will go way up again.
Absolutely. There is the question. And he will start, do a for one of the filings, SEC filings, said, oh, I rebought in. Boom, gone. Are you guys with me? These are the things, if you want to sleep at night, you want to buy. You don't want to sleep at night, buy Tesla, buy Zoom. Now, next one. Let's talk about Disney. We're talking about boring stocks. Oh, hello. This is the weekly chart. What about the daily? Not even the tactical charts that I produce on thing. Love it. I actually showed this one tonight with all the lines and everything drawn. 135, ladies and gentlemen, 135. Buy Mickey. Mickey is dying to come out of his little cage. 135. Buy the swing trades, buy July. Listen, the summer, people are going to go. They're opening their parks when? Come on, guys. When are they opening their parks, the theme parks?
A couple of weeks or something.
July 11th.
Hmm.
A week after July 4th. So what do you want to do? Buy it after that? Like the idiots on TV tell you? Buy it before that. In fact, as a trader, in my humble opinion, you could buy shitloads of this and just do it. And then sell it right when they open their parks. So buy some July calls. Here's your trading range, 115, 125. What's the depth of this trading range, Simon?
7
One,
points.
115, 125. What's the depth of the trading range?
10 points.
Thank you. What did I say the downtrend line was? And please look at my chart on the Twitter feed. 135, right? There's your downtrend line.
Correct.
Exactly. When a trading range breakouts on a swing trade, which normally lasts a couple of weeks, if not sooner, you will get a 10-point move above. It has pretty much happened across the board. That's the old-fashioned back of the napkin calculation. The stock will go to 135. You know how much money you can make? A lot. A lot. Okay. Are you guys enjoying this so far? So we're going to look at a couple more stocks and we're going to close out. All right?
Yep.
Exactly. Giving you money in your pocket. What you want to do with it is your problem, not mine. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Let's take a look at Toll Brothers, something that we bought all the way down here at 22. It's at 35. Here's a gap fill. So where's the gap fill? The gap fill is at 44. Mortgage, mortgage applications were up 18%. 18%. Of course it should be. Rates are so low. The 10-year government bond is starting to move higher. I can assure you, if things stay calm and we don't have a resurgence of Corona and COVID-19, the 10-year government bond, which you're going to look at tonight, will go above 1%. 1%, like, wow. We were down to 0.4%, remember? 1% is a lot. Mortgage rates are going to shoot up on an accelerated basis up to 5%. So why not lock in a 30-year mortgage at 2.5 to 3% if you're lucky, instead of paying 5 to 6%? Yes or no?
I just did it.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Exactly. My wife doesn't believe in mortgages. I try to convince her, like, come on, honey. Okay. So that's a different story. So yeah. So this is a bear flag. And guess what? Bear flag decimation. Hello, baby. That's another one. Okay, let's look at some wild stocks like Tesla. Oops. There's so many, I mean, I wish I had manpower to cover like all the huge amount of stocks that, I can't cover everything. Seriously, it's like, it's crazy. I get pissed off at myself because I can't get into like every single thing. I can, because I always have cash on the side, but it's too difficult to monitor. For newer traders, you should only monitor 4 or 5 stocks and really get to know them, like date them, right? Stocks are just like a date. Have a cup of coffee. If you get along, next date, you actually have a nice time, have dinner, buy it. Okay, that's it. I don't know about dating. I've been married 22 years, okay? So that's the way it goes. So what's happening with Tesla? Like, oh my God, it's so scary. Okay. My Tesla charts are all in the Twitter feed, guys, so I'm not going to redraw that. This is on my Algo Quad platform. Oh, hello, I just draw a simple line and it goes to by the way, you see what I'm doing, right? See, I'm not manipulating any lines. I'm just touching base a couple of inflection points, which I have to. Okay, right there is one. Are you guys watching this?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Everybody gets excited about Tesla. Of course you should be. Look at SpaceX Falcon 9, right? Falcon 9, Paul, that went up. The Dragon.
Right.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I was so busy all weekend, and I watched it on my iPhone. I'm like, God bless America. God bless this guy. Like, seriously. And every single schmuck from Detroit said he was a kook, he's a criminal. Remember Lutz, the ex-chairman of Chrysler or General Motors, used to call him a criminal. Like, unbelievable what they do. He's such a criminal. Tesla's a fraud. They're losing money. Yeah, then they showed how they make money. So, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, you can look at here based on the charts, the stock is going to $1,050. Do what you want to do. Okay? Do what you want to do. Because the internals are also validating that the stock will go to 1,000. There is nothing here in the internals to tell me. And the shorts and the bears and the hardcore Tesla haters, which is pretty much every single major US auto company, and analysts, okay, will say, oh, you'll see a headline in the next 2 days. Oh, Tesla car crashed and burned, killed 5 protesters. I'm dead serious. You're going to hear all this garbage. I don't care. Because they love, Tesla has been the most attacked, shorted stock ever. Ever. I have never seen so much fake news about Tesla from CNBC, from that old schmuck. What's his name, Paul? The guy who hates Tesla and keeps on shorting it? The big short seller. I forget his name.
That's
Is it
not
Chanos?
Yeah, Chanos. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long day. Chanos, like, oh my God, like, you know. Look, I'm not in love with Tesla. I even hate Teslas. I drove 2 Teslas. Okay, like, what the hell is this? Beautiful car, not my style. But Tesla's not a car company. Tesla's a technology company. Batteries, new generation of sensors. They're starting a new program for software subscription service. Does that remind you of another company called Apple? Software subscription service? It's not a car company. And then they got their battery division, which is huge. They can spin that off any day. What about SpaceX? Took 2 great astronauts to the moon who are sitting there right now. And who interviewed on CNBC. Okay, let me talk before you say anything. So they could spin off SpaceX as an IPO. So let Chanos keep on shorting that schmuck that he is. Chanos shorts everything. Like, why the hell is he even here? I don't mind people who are little shorters, but people who are consistent haters of the US market and stuff, I'm like very racist against them. Seriously, I am. I'm like, what the fuck's your problem? You want to short everything US financial, including the big shots who came out a month ago and said, that's it, this is the most overvalued market, we're going down. Okay, why don't you just sell your billion-dollar mansions in Palm Beach and just go somewhere else? Go to Ukraine, go live in Beijing. Seriously, I'm sick and tired of these schmucks. Okay, always shorting the US markets. So yes, Tesla can come down to 827, Tesla can come down to 800. I'm okay. As long as the internals cooperate, I believe Tesla will eventually go to 1,050 to 1,000. And that's going to happen very soon. Shanghai plans, because Elon Musk is not just somebody who President Trump likes, which is great. The Chinese government likes him. And they are reopening, they have reopened the Shanghai plant. And he knows how to play the game. Some guy sending me a text like, sorry, I got in late. Like, who the hell cares, man? You're supposed to send me an estimate. So yeah, so what's it? So when does Tesla completely become a non-tradable stock? When it breaks 800, I'd be worried. 750, yes. So over down towards 800, you can actually short the stock down to 750. Tesla normally moves in $50 increments. Are you guys with me so far?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you want to be a little bit of an active trader and don't put too much money in there. I mean, you can, whatever. I mean, what am I? I'm not your grandma to tell you that. But the stock's going to 1,000 to 1,050. Any comments?
Frank, there could be a catalyst coming up too. Apparently, the battery day that Musk holds each year was postponed because of COVID, and he's supposed to be having that by a conference webinar
Nice. When?
in June, sometime in
Nice.
June. But I don't think the date's been announced yet on that. And then
Nice.
he was in the UK, I guess today, negotiating on a new giga plant.
Absolutely, absolutely, and exactly. The guys heard that. So there's a lot of like, he could just tweet out like new giga plant opening in Berlin. They can't do London. London's too small. Anyone's going to London, like they bring a giga plant, figuring all of London is covered. Okay. Yeah. So exactly. This is a stock that you don't want to like really short. You just want to look at inflection points to buy. Are you guys with me?
Yeah, and just speaking of the tweeting, he actually tweeted a couple of days ago that he's going to take a break from Twitter, and I think that's a good thing because then we're not at risk of him saying the stock's too high.
Exactly. What did the stock do? Went down and then went up. Well, he's actually smart when he said, I'm selling everything here because the California taxes are so freaking high. Because what does the government always want to do? Take every single penny that we work so hard for, right? So he's just like, hey, and plus he got the 800 million bonus or 750 for keeping the stock at this level, right?
Yep.
So he just got that over the weekend, and God bless him for that. So I'm going to do a quick Fibonacci retracement. 1 second. Looking for that. Where is it here?
They say if he hits the rest of his bonus targets in the future, he has a chance to be the richest person in the world.
Honestly speaking, he's the type of guy who honestly doesn't give a shit about money. He doesn't. Okay? He doesn't. So he's probably going to say, you know what? I'm not taking it. What do you think the stock's going to do? Go up like $200. You know what I'm saying? And his biggest investor is that guy. What's his name? Paul? I forget his name.
The guy that caused the big melt up on CNBC last time, is that the?
No. He's been invested in Tesla forever, and he thinks, oh, there's this lady with the glasses. I forget her name. She thinks Tesla's like a $5,000 stock, and she's very smart.
Yeah.
She's not like some dumb like some dumb chick you're talking to at a bar. Okay, she's like, she said Tesla when she was 100, stock's going to 500, and they're like, CNBC's like, yeah. She's like some very hardcore specialized boutique investment bank. And remember this, she wears glasses, she's got dark hair, speaks like a nerd.
Kathy Wood?
Yeah, I think so. What's her last name?
Wood. I think ARK Invest, right?
Something like that. I don't remember, but I think you have the name right. Yeah, look her up. Tesla's biggest analyst. And she stuck to her thing because her thing is very simple. It's not a car company, it's a technology company. And all the frigging multi-million-dollar paid idiots like it's a car company. And Lutz, whatever his first name is, the old schmuck from GM and Chrysler, he's like, he's a criminal, he's bankrupt, he's a schmuck. I'm like, oh my God. Remember, in life, haters will always be haters, all right? This is my chart. And my chart says, pretty much, as I put the prices down, 973.90, support at the 78.6 Fibonacci, 839.62. I don't expect even 736 unless Elon goes completely bonkers. Thank God he changed his kid's name. Okay, I couldn't even pronounce it. And aside from that, China loves him. The rest of the world is going to pick up. He reduced prices on the Model X or whatever the models are. I don't even know the Tesla models. So it's all good. In the meantime, the stock is volatile, can come down to 846, but net, I'm liking what I see. Now this pattern here, guys, is what?
Ascending wedge.
No. Yeah, this is no. 1 second. You are right. This is what you said is an ascending wedge. Is this one? Okay, that's an ascending wedge. But what is this pattern?
Rising wedge. Oh, that's a cup.
This is a rising wedge. Exactly. You guys are all right. And this is the cup and handle.
Cup and handle.
Yes, cup and handle. A few points lower. Hello. See you later. On that note, guys, you guys are fantastic. Stay safe. K-Bot, always great to hear your voice. I'm glad that everyone recognized who you are. Thank for everything you do. Futures are down about 8. Intraday volatility will always mess with our head. Always. Markets are not endless going higher. I said it right at the beginning. We are technically quite overbought. We could easily have a 400 to 600 point, 1,000 point down day. Be selective, but these kind of stocks, they're going higher. The Disneys, the Delta Airlines, the United Airlines, and so many other of the small ones, a couple of my biotech picks and stuff like that. The last one that I want to show, which I have been long, did very well on that. And maybe somebody had it, maybe didn't. Had to wait around for a couple of weeks. So what? The problem with us traders are we want everything to happen in 10 minutes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? And as long as we accept that, it's fine. I'm guilty of that. If something doesn't work in a day, I think, oh, what's going on? But then I focus on my chart. Let's get over that mindset. Let's go over the mindset. Fast-moving stocks, of course. We want it to happen in 30 minutes. But swing trades, look at A Biomed. I've been telling you guys to buy this stock, showing you the weekly charts, and this is not the chart that I showed you. My chart was on Thinkorswim, but this is what it looked like. It had the Fibonacci extensions and all that stuff. All right, I'm just showing you the quad version. Massive. Remember what I say, not what I say. What happens? Falling wedge, breakout. Falling wedge, breakout. Where's the next stop? 280. That's 50 friggin' points from here. Told you guys to buy the stock here. Well, not actually at 120. 160, 184. Told you guys to buy the 220 calls. Look it up. 220 calls up here because the daily had a big gap fill. And now going higher. Why? They got some major COVID-19 designation for heart defibrillators or something. I didn't even know about it. I just looked at my calls. I was left there like, whoa, yes. So I bought the higher calls, which were higher strikes. I can't remember which ones I put. 280 maybe. And a buyout play. These are real companies that you guys never hear about. Look, any service can tell you buy Tesla, oh, make 5 points. Anybody can tell you buy Apple, make 5 points. When you want to see specialized situations, which can make you anywhere from 200 to 600% on your money on a swing trade, or maybe on a day if the stock really ramps up, stay with Cruise Trading. It doesn't take a genius to make money when markets are going higher. It takes a genius to make money when markets crash. And that's where we come in very well all the time. I'm not even going to ask yes or no because I know the answer. It's called a yes. Have a blessed evening. Thank you for attending. Get some referrals. Get some good people like you in here. Let's all make money. But start getting a little cautious in the markets short term. Good night.
Thanks, Frank.
No, Frank.
Got my brother and hopefully join in